A brand new Squid Game Season 3 trailer just dropped, and it's completely rewriting everything we thought we knew about this season. This isn't just another teaser. It's a full-blown emotional roller coaster that reveals massive plot twists, confirms brutal deaths, and sets up the most insane finale in Squid Game history. Let me break down every single detail that'll make your jaw drop. The trailer opens with one of the most powerful scenes we've gotten yet. Player 149, our beloved old lady, is talking to Gi-hun while he's still chained to that bed, asking him the question that cuts right to the heart of everything. Are you blaming yourself for everything that happened? This isn't just small talk. This is the emotional core of Gi-hun's entire journey, and what she says next will completely change how you see his character. But before we get her answer, the trailer takes us on an absolutely devastating trip down memory lane. We get this incredible flashback sequence showing exactly how we got to this point. Starting with Gi-hun gambling on horses, walking through the streets, giving his daughter a present, it's showing us the man he used to be before everything went to hell. Then we dive into the Squid Games themselves. The frontman taking his place, red light, green light, and here's where it gets emotional. We see Kang Se-byuk, our player 67 from Season 1, and she says something that hits like a truck. You're not that kind of person. We see Ali crying. We see Sang-woo's betrayal. Basically every major heartbreaking moment that shaped Gi-hun into who he is today. This flashback sequence is doing something brilliant. It's showing us that every person Gi-hun tried to save, every friend he lost, every moral choice he made, has led him to this exact moment. Se-byuk's words, "You're not that kind of person," take on new meaning when you realize she was talking about his capacity for violence, but now he's being forced to embrace that very violence to save others. The irony is devastating. The flashback continues through Gi-hun participating in the final, winning the games, but then making that crucial decision to turn his back on the airplane to America. This connects directly to what we saw in the previous trailers, where Gi-hun seemed to have completely lost hope. The journey from that moment of determination to board the plane, to turning back, to trying to stop the games in Season 2, to now being broken and chained to a bed, it's a complete character arc that shows how the system destroys even its winners. We see his entire Season 2 journey of trying to save everyone, and it's building to something absolutely massive. Then Player 149 drops the most profound line in Squid Game history. Bad people do bad things, but they blame others and go to live in peace. Good people, on the other hand, beat themselves up about the smallest things. While she's saying this, we see flashes of the Mingle game, Gi-hun's best friend's betrayal, all the moments that have been eating away at his soul. But here's the kicker. She ends with, "I still believe that you came here to save us all." And Gi-hun turns his head with this incredibly serious expression. This isn't just encouragement. This is Player 149 essentially passing the torch to him, confirming that he's still the hero they need, even when he can't see it himself. Now, here's where the trailer completely shifts gears and reveals some absolutely insane new details. We're back with the VIPs at their hexagon table, but then we get something we've never seen before. A full-blown fight scene between the guards themselves. A pink guard with a triangle mask is having an elevator fight with the black commander guard who has a square mask. This is most likely our girl, Kang No-yeol, finally taking on the commander who's been running the organ harvesting operation. This confirms a theory we've had since the earlier trailers, that No-yeol wasn't just randomly rebelling. Remember those coordinated movements we spotted in the previous footage? She's been planning this takedown for a while, and this elevator fight represents the moment she finally strikes. The fact that it's happening in an elevator is symbolic too. It's a confined space where there's nowhere to run, just like the games themselves. This guard versus guard combat is huge because it confirms the organization is literally tearing itself apart from the inside. The rebellion isn't just players anymore. It's spreading through every level of the system, and that's terrifying for the people in charge. We theorized from earlier trailers that Detective Junho's infiltration wasn't a solo mission, and this proves there's a coordinated effort happening across multiple fronts. The jump rope game gets even more brutal than we imagined. We see multiple people jumping at the same time now, and one player gets absolutely launched into the air to his death. But here's a detail most people missed. The rope isn't actually a rope at all. It's a metal bar with a 90-degree corner, meaning everyone has to jump the exact same height across the entire track. There's no variation, no strategy, just pure timing and endurance until your body gives out. This connects to something we noticed in the previous trailers about the inconsistent timing of the train signals. The game is designed to be unwinnable for most people. The metal bar ensures there's no way to adjust your jumping technique, and the random signal timing means you can't develop a rhythm. It's pure psychological and physical torture disguised as a children's game, which is classic Squid Game brutality. Remember when we saw Nam-gyu safely observing from the sidelines in the earlier footage? This new trailer confirms our theory that he's been playing it smart, staying back, and letting others take the risks. But seeing multiple people jumping simultaneously suggests the game forces participation eventually. You can't just observe forever. The most heartbreaking moment comes when we see Player 149 crying while hugging her son. The mom is wearing a blue vest, and the son wearing a red vest. And based on the emotional weight of this scene, I'm pretty sure the son dies. After everything they've been through together, after being separated by the random team selection that we analyzed in the previous trailers, this is probably their final goodbye. This confirms our worst fears about the color-coded team system. We theorized that the red and blue division would force families to fight each other, and here we see the devastating reality. The system has successfully destroyed another family bond, turning the maze game into the ultimate test of whether love can survive in a world designed to crush it. The fact that the mother survives while wearing blue, the key holders, the hunted, while her son dies in red, the hunters, adds another layer of tragic irony. But then we get the moment that changes everything. Pink guards in a battle, shooting at the water near the beach, while boats are charging directly at the island. This is massive for the plot, because it means backup has finally arrived. Detective Junho's infiltration wasn't a solo mission. He's been coordinating with outside forces, and now they're mounting a full-scale assault on the island itself. This completely validates the theories we had from analyzing the previous trailers. Remember those coordinated movements we spotted from Guard No EUL? The communication device she was holding? Detective Junho appearing in that diving suit? It was all building to this moment. A synchronized attack from inside and outside the organization. This completely reframes the entire season. We're not just watching players fight each other in games anymore. We're watching an all-out war between the Squid Game organization and the forces trying to expose them. The island that's been this isolated prison is now under siege, and that changes everything about how these final games will play out. The VIPs we saw expanding their network in previous trailers are now facing their biggest threat yet: exposure to the outside world. The timing of this assault is crucial too. It's happening while the games are still ongoing, which means the rescue attempt could either save the remaining players or get them all killed in the crossfire. Remember how we theorized that the baby's cry at the end of the previous trailers represented hope? This assault might be that hope manifesting into action. We get another look at that satisfying judo throw from player 120, and more shots of pregnant player 222 crying, showing just how much emotional torture these games are putting everyone through. Then there's this incredible shot of Gi-hun angrily putting a gun to his head after coming out of the coffin, which suggests his psychological breakdown is reaching a breaking point. But here's where things get absolutely wild. We see Gi-hun in finalist clothing getting a message from a guard that the frontman wants to see him. Then we get our first proper look at this year's actual Squid Game final. And it's nothing like what we've seen before. There are some sort of buttons that show unlocked power-ups, suggesting this final game has RPG-like elements that could completely change the strategy. This connects to something we theorized from the previous trailers about the paintbrush-style logos and the shift from corporate coldness to personal cruelty. The games are becoming more complex, more psychological, and now apparently more interactive. The power-up system suggests that this final isn't just about physical ability or luck. It's about strategy, and possibly even cooperation between finalists. The transition from kids playing Squid Game to the actual deadly final is chilling, and we see it might be a 3v3 format based on the throwback footage. This suggests we're not getting a one-on-one final like Season 1, we're getting team-based combat that'll force alliances and betrayals right until the very end. Remember how we analyzed the red versus blue team dynamics in the maze game? This 3v3 format might be the ultimate evolution of that concept. Gi-hun walking to the frontman meeting and saying, "I'm trying to end this," sets up what might be the most important conversation in Squid Game history. This line connects directly to his character arc we've been tracking, from the broken man in the coffin, to being chained and tortured, to now potentially being offered a way to actually end the games forever. But here's where the leaked information gets absolutely insane. There are pictures of the frontman, Hwang In-ho, wearing a finalist suit with number 132. This leak completely validates the theory we've had since the first trailers about the frontman's internal conflict. Remember those trembling hands we spotted when he watched Gi-hun being tortured? The moment where he almost removed his mask? This was all building to him making the ultimate decision to enter the games himself. But why would he do this? This leak suggests that after the meeting with Gi-hun, the frontman reveals himself and possibly enters the final games as a contestant. Think about the implications. The man who's been orchestrating these games from the shadows is now stepping into the arena himself. Is this his way of proving a point to Gi-hun? Is he trying to show that he can still win even as a player? Or is this some twisted form of redemption where he's putting his own life on the line? There are several theories about why this could happen. First, the frontman might be trying to prove to Gi-hun that the games are truly fair, that even the orchestrator can't guarantee his own survival. Second, he might be offering himself as the ultimate sacrifice to end the games. If he dies as a player, maybe the whole system collapses. Third, and this is the darkest theory, he might be planning to win the final game himself, proving that he's not just the orchestrator, but also the ultimate player. Remember the theory we had about Gi-hun potentially becoming the next frontman? This leak might be showing us the actual transfer of power. Maybe the current frontman enters the games as a way of passing the torch, with the winner becoming the new orchestrator. That would explain why Gi-hun is so clean and composed in his finalist outfit. He's not just fighting for survival anymore, he's fighting for control of the entire system. The fact that there are multiple finalists present suggests we're getting a completely different finale structure. Instead of the traditional 1 versus 1, we might be seeing a battle royale situation where former enemies have to work together and the frontman himself is part of the mix. This connects back to all our theories about the maze game forcing cooperation and betrayal. The finale might be the ultimate test of those dynamics. This creates the most psychologically complex final in Squid Game history. Gi-hun might have to face the frontman not as an observer or orchestrator, but as a fellow player, fighting for survival. After everything In-ho has put him through, after the betrayal and psychological torture, they might end up standing across from each other in that final Squid Game arena. The emotional weight of this setup is staggering. We have Gi-hun, the reluctant hero trying to end the games forever. We have the frontman, the conflicted orchestrator who might be seeking his own form of redemption or punishment. And we have other finalists whose motivations we can only guess at. This new trailer reveals that Season 3 isn't just about surviving the games, it's about the complete transformation of everyone involved. Players becoming heroes, heroes becoming villains, orchestrators becoming players, and the entire system being challenged from every possible angle. With boats charging the island, guards fighting guards, families being torn apart, and the frontman potentially entering the games himself, Season 3 is shaping up to be the most chaotic and emotionally devastating season yet. Every character we've grown to love or hate is being pushed to their absolute breaking point, and the finale promises to be unlike anything we've ever seen. The question isn't just who will survive anymore. It's whether the Squid Game system itself can survive when everyone involved is fighting to either save it or destroy it completely. So those are all the insane reveals from this new trailer. What shocked you the most? The frontman potentially becoming a player? The full-scale assault on the island? Let me know your wildest theories in the comments below. If this breakdown blew your mind, smash that like button, and if you want more Squid Game analysis, click the video on screen now.